Welcome back, Human Talk classmates. I am Truth, and this is your next lesson on the African American diet. So, my mother also had a hysterectomy, and they told her she would never have children before she had me, obviously. I was clearly God's plan because here I am. And on your syllabus, there's a section called environment, and that's what I want to talk about today. So, I personally mean a few different things when I talk about environment. This class, I'm talking about your environment and your home environment, but there's also outside environment outside of your home. One of the things that I wanted to discuss when I talk about environment is the fact that people will tell you, or doctors will tell you, that your mom has heart disease, you're predisposed to heart disease. And that may be true, but what I believe is that you eat like your parents eat, so you have the same results that your parents had. Because if your mom makes spaghetti a lot and she used a certain sauce that has a lot of sodium, and you use the same exact sauce, you're gonna have the same exact results. You know what I mean? So not everything is genetic. Some things that we're calling genetic is environment. You eat like your mom eats, so you'll have what your mom has. And think about it, if your mom eats high sodium spaghetti, since the time you were 2, you were probably eating high sodium spaghetti. So you had 30 years of environmental factors playing a big role in your genetic predisposition. For me personally, my mom had a hysterectomy. She had me, miracle child. She said if I was a dog or a fish, she was going to have me because she never thought she would be able to have children. And then after she had my little brother, she had a hysterectomy. I remember her in a lot of pain when I was younger. Now that I changed my diet and I eat differently from her, do I have different genetics from her? No, I just changed my environment. Basically, my environment, if that makes sense. And because my mother had fibroids, I was led to believe that I was going to have fibroids and there was nothing I can do about it. It's just genetic. But if I am not mistaken, I have brown eyes because my mother has brown eyes. I have brown skin because my mother has brown skin. I'm black because my mother's black. I wasn't born with fibroids. So why would I have to die with fibroids? I'm going to have to die with brown eyes because that's what I was born with. So how is it genetic or genetic predisposition if I wasn't born with it? Genetics is what you're born with. You weren't born with heart disease. You weren't born with ear infections or eye problems. You weren't born that way. So why would you have to die that way? If that makes sense. Now, if a child is actually born blind because their parents were blind, that would make more sense as genetic. But if I wasn't born with something, yet I die with it, is that genetic or is that a habit and environment? But that being said, I do think there are things that are genetic, but sickness is not one of them. I only have a PhD in his body and a doctorate in common sense. A doctorate in common sense. All right, classmates, now that it's Black History Month, we definitely have to drop HBCU or Hillman Talk University in the comments. But also, I want to know how many of you, your mom or your child, if it's more than one generation in your family that has fibroids. And if you were told it was genetic, so we have to deal with it. All right, class dismissed. I'll see you in the next lesson.